Hi, welcome to this video tutorial. I'm going to be talking about my favorite app, the most essential app besides like Google and YouTube. I love this app, Photo Editor. Um, let's go ahead and open it up. Now, the interesting thing is you won't usually be opening it up. So I'll get to that later. There's a lot of really cool things here, as you can see. You can make a GIF if you're a loser, but you can do all kinds of cool things with this app, but we'll get to that later. Um, let's start with finding a picture you want to edit. If we start with, oh, this one's already kind of nice, so let's do this one. And you can click edit in Photo Editor, or in some other things you have to do share. On some other phones you have to do share and share it to Photo Editor, but for this we're going to just edit in Photo Editor. Okay, so it's kind of dark right now. You can see there's a lot of different options. This one at the end is crop. You'll want to do just crop, not crop free. I'll show you what that does in a second. You can crop it like that. You can say you want one of these different sizes, or you can click one of these and get a very specific size. If you tap it twice, it will do lengthwise. But we're just gonna what did I do? I don't even know what I did. Okay, well, I just hit back and discarded all my changes. Okay, so you can do that, and you hit the check mark up at the top, and there you have it. It's been cropped. It's not saved yet. If you were to save it, you would hit this download button at the top right, and then you can click gallery, and sometimes it'll ask you where you're gonna save it. You can set all that up later. If you don't like what you did, you can click undo, which is down in the bottom right. There you go, and you can do it again if you so choose. Now keep in mind, if you undo, and like any undo program, if you do an action after this, it won't be saved. Now, an interesting thing about Photo Editor, or a frustrating thing, is if you leave the app, and usually if you take a picture or you go into your gallery, sometimes it will undo the changes by the time you've come back to the app. Although, as you can see, you can just leave and come back. Oh yeah, I was going to show you what free crop does. This is just, you can crop it in different unusual ways. So if you were just to do that, you can do that. But we're not doing that. We're going to do some other fun stuff. Okay. These are a lot of interesting tools here. This one way at the end is really useful if you want to is this? Oh yeah, because this is new. You can make it bigger. You can make it a bigger size if you need to. So you can put in, you can see how big it is up at the top, and you can put in a different size, and then you have more room to edit it, which it does not increase the quality, as with anything, but it will make it sometimes easier to work with if you say need to zoom in really close and get some really attentive things going on. Like if you were going to paint over it or something. Anyway, that's really useful. This one, text/image, is incredibly useful. Drawing is all right. They could do better with that, but that's okay. Effect is your best favorite one ever. Effect 2 is okay. I'll just show you what that is really quick. So you can flip it. Never rounded the corners ever, but you've got some fun stuff. You can do a fisheye underwater. Just like warp. It's mostly effects that warp the actual image. That make it different, like the structure of the image, whereas effect is, oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. I love all of the new things that they've used for the update. All right, so gamma is your friend. Gamma is so great. You'll notice, see over here, the white of the table, the white in the painting. It's all very bright. It's really great for people if the image is kind of dark. I should show you more like what it does with people, but you can see even if you look closely, it's much darker. Whereas if you lighten it, it's like bringing light into the room, bringing more light. Which is just pretty much always useful. Brightness, you really won't need. This is your friend. This is the best option of everything. So just a reminder, you go to Effect, you go to Color. This is your best friend because it has so many options here. So you've got exposure, you've got brightness, you've got contrast, which is everyone's favorite. Okay, my favorite. You'll notice what it's been doing to this painting here. Saturation, you can make it brighter or you can make it duller. Lots of great uses for this. By the way, I'll show you the best part of all this by using color in this context. You can make it cooler, you can make it warmer, you can tint it. You know what, I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to start over so that it doesn't compound things. You can tint it either like a reddish or a pinkish or a greenish. So you've got pink, you've got green. Gonna start that one over again. Oh, and I'm just pressing these little dots here on the end. It's just going through a list of different things. Hue is really fun, not usually very useful. It as you can see, it's like just shifts everything over on the color scale. So like everything that's red turns a little orange, so it goes down on the color scale the farther to the right you go. And so like you can see the painting here, how it's blue originally, and then it goes down to purple. That's more of an indigo. Purple, then a red, then an orange, then a yellow, and a green, and back to blue. So that's what hue does. Not incredibly useful. Exposure can be useful, but it sometimes highlights things that you don't really want it to. So it will make things brighter. It is kind of more like more light in the room or less light in the room. I don't know. It's similar to gamma, except it... I don't know how to say exactly. You'll have to mess around with it and see exactly what it does for yourself. That's like what it does. Is sometimes it just blots everything out, and It's like a very high contrast. And it's like gamma plus contrast. Then we're back to brightness. Okay, now this is the best part about this option. Pretty much all of the options down here at the bottom, in effects, all of the effects, a lot of them have this thing. See the A on the left. I'm going to click that. See, I'm clicking this over here. Now, A is for all. It applies it to the entire picture. But you can also apply it to a section of the picture. You can do a shape. There is a multitude of shapes. This one's kind of interesting up here. That one's pretty cool. Although, you should be aware, you can also... So if you see the circle within the circle here, you can make the edges softer. So you can say, oh, look at this guy over here. Another option you can do is if you hit this like half moon thing over here, it does the opposite. And that will also apply when I press S for shape. And now it goes to brush. This is my favorite tool because you can then you can go through and paint everything, and you can lower the hardness. Just make it a nice soft brush. Let's just get all of him. You can, if you want to zoom in, you can press the little pencil tool. Get in closer. You can also use these scissors, and that'll just cut out a shape. That's handy. Obviously, you've got an eraser. The eraser also has the little circle within a circle thing. Now, over here is where the brush is, so you can actually do that while you're in there anyway. So you can make that a little softer. It's great. It's really great. Although I don't usually use these little arrows because you can, to do it a little faster, because I mean you're just pretty much always going to be using the brush, you can just do like shape or all, and you can, that way you can be zooming in and out, and then you go back to brush and it's still got all of the information that you had. So I'll sometimes move around and go, now what was going on over here? And then you get back to brush and you can go, oh, that's right, okay. Gonna get a little more of that. And if you want it to be even softer than the softest you can get, you just zoom out. Also, obviously, you can change the size, but if you zoom out, it makes it softer because the tool is bigger. All right, so let's pretend we really like that one and we're going to keep it. I'm going to press the check mark up at the top. Now, it is basically a new image. You can't go back and erase any of the stuff here. You can do undo and it undoes all of it, but if, say, you've painted and you go, oh, I wish I had gotten that spot right there, well, you can't. Too bad. Have to start